Hello, welcome back. Okay, let's continue because that was just the half of my garden tour, and here's my second half, and we will wrap around, continue to my swimming pool area and the east side garden, and that's gonna be it. The total tour of how my garden look like this spring, and this is so that's the front of where I'm standing, and yes, that's the Mexican flame vine. It's a magnet to the pollinators, bees, butterfly, and the it's just really a very good uh, vine because it's not hard to grow. So you just need to have a cutting and put it in a pot and just keep the soil moist, and it will survive. So I will start new cuttings because there are people that asking to buy some of it. So you just need to have a trellis where the vine can climb and a lattice. But this one, my my structure of this is like just an A-frame structure. It's just two of the trellis that I form into like a triangle where it can really support this vine. And here, uh, beside the shade, that's our shade, and here's the garden freezer where I put all my garden produce. And yes, I have the turkey fig there, and potted turkey fig. I'm going to put this in the marketplace because it's ready for transplant. So some people might want to buy, and good. And some of my citrus, that's the pomelo there, the oro blanco, and the blood orange here. This tree is really growing massive. I did not expect that it grow like crazy like that, but I love it because it gave shade in this garden. And there are my uh, mother of millions, mother of millions, that has a very nice flower that stays like for 3 months already. It was blooming already like on December, and now it's still have flowers. So I just keep that there. Mother of millions. Hopefully it give me millions someday. Anyway, and here in our this was built last summer, July last year. So my husband built me this this bed. So this is like direct composting because that's where I threw the scrap, kitchen scrap, like vegetable and fruit scrap, and I put it there, layered it with compost soil or stair manure. And that's my other um, calamansi calamansi or calamunding. See, the fruit is small but still edible, and that's where I use this one for my dippings or sausawan. And and I eat the whole fruit. Moringa, flowering. It's flowering. It's really flowering. And this is one of my air layered or marketed um, calamansi, and I'm happy that it's really still alive. So I cut it off last end of summer last year. So I'm into like observing of how this survived through the winter also, and it survived. So it has a plenty of flowers when it was start to warm up. as you can see, there's a lot of fruitlets. There's a lot of fruitlets around it. So I'm happy with this one. It looks very nice. It has a good canopy also. I'm going to move it somewhere. So when the sun is getting so intense, I will move it to the partial area. And that's the mother. That's where I did air layering or marketing. And this tree, I air layered some of it too. And some of the air layered one, that's where I put it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and some has fruit, still flowering. This is just in 1 gallon pot, 2 gallons grow bag. So I have 3 in 2 gallons grow bag, and there's some too, and there's a lot of flower. So I need to harvest some of the fruit because there's still fruit like this one, right? Need to harvest this one. Let's see. So I'm just like that, and just clean the fruit, then I will eat the whole fruit. It's sour but it's sweet. The rind is edible. It's the calamunding or calamansi is part of the kumquat family, kumquat variety of citrus. So that's why you can really eat the skin. Okay. Oh my god, this is good. My god. Anyway, so here's my blood orange. Oh, there's still fruit. I thought I already harvest the last 2 fruit that I sent to Sis Griselda, another gardener, and in Texas. And I did not expect that I still have here. There's still one there. And this one, I will check. This is the blood orange. So blood orange is the same citrus. It's citrus, but different variety. So when I get into gardening, I learn a lot that there's so many variety of citrus. It's like one pomelo itself has like 40 varieties of pomelo. It's just like, all I know is just like pomelo, you know, buongon in our Visayan dialect, it's buongon, and that's what I know before. That's buongon. But now when I started this gardening and start planting citrus, I learned that there's more than 40 varieties. That's what on the list when I saw, but maybe there's more. And this one of it is this blood orange. Blood orange has a tricks of red. This one. So when it's really very cold, it becomes darker. But since we have a mild winter here, it has a tricks of red, but okay, it's still juicy. It's kind of sour, maybe because it's stayed there for long, but I don't know. But the fruit that I harvested from this tree mostly are sweet, but this one is kind of sour. That's good. Well, let's continue. I am now sitting here on this garden bed where my moringa trees I have. How many trees I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 14 moringa trees on this side of the garden, and a citrus tree, a different citrus tree, like 2 calamansi, 1 blood orange, and one blood orange, then the Buddha's hand, then the bear lime. And I planted a sweet potato, the Okinawan sweet potato. I planted this sweet potato here, so I have a green covering here, just like a ground cover, and also a good source of gulay or talbos in the summer. So this one is my tangerine, and it's flowering. There's still even some fruit there that I need to clean, and the flower really smells so good. And this blood orange tree, it's already flowering too. And up there, up high, see they produce in bunches. It's just really high. So I have guava. I have 2 guava in the ground. Here's the okra. I just let this okra get bigger. Then I'm going to move that into a single pot so it will grow more. And before transplanting it somewhere for their final spot. Here is my weeping mulberry. It has fruit now. Waking up from the winter, they are very cold sensitive, so I mean they stay dormant during the winter. They don't die, but they wake up at this time and have this little fruit. But the leaves of this is edible, so you can put this in your soup, in the sabaw. Very edible, very good. And I learned a lot in gardening, that there are so many edible stuff. And even this one, nasturtium, I think, nasturtium. This is edible. The flower is edible. The leaves is edible. It's good for wraps. And these are the seeds that I got from Sis Missy. She's from Hungary, and she's very good in sharing all other seeds. We trade, we exchange stuff. And she's selling some herbs too. So this is what I got from her. One of the seeds that I got from here, and then I tried to plant now. It's growing slowly, and yes, in summertime it's gonna be thick and have flowers. Then I'm going to, harvest and eat it, and collect some seeds to plant next year. And here's my moringa cuttings that I planted in this side here. And yes, there's flower. It did not die, but it has flower like this. Flowers, moringa flowers. See, in winter time, some moringa trees turn into these yellow leaves, and because they are very cold sensitive, and then they will wake up from the winter if they don't die during the winter coldness. And that's it. It looks like this. They will produce a new growth or new leaves. And this one, they just waking up with the buds, with the flower like that. So it's so hard to do cuttings this time because of our mild winter. They just wake up and then start producing flower. They start to bloom. This one. See the leaves of moringa. Does it look nice during winter time? Because they turn yellow and some stays green but very small. See, all flower like that. And the rest of that here, I have 3 more moringas there that's grown from seeds and now it's getting tall. So I just wait for those flowers turn into fruit, and then I will trim that one so it will rebranch. Papaya tree. This papaya tree, this one, this is just a branch of the main tree here. So when I started to learn about marketing of papaya, I tried to market this one, but it took me so long before I noticed that there's already a root. So I just let it. See that one? It has a roots already, but it's already get so tall. I just let it grow taller and ended up having this 4 branches from the main tree. 1 branch produced into 2, and I have total of 4 branches in 1 tree. So I have June plum here. June plum is our batuan in the Bisaya. I don't know what's the name of that in Tagalog, but in English that's June plum or batuan. This one is the Australian finger lime. It has already flower. Hopefully I can have some fruit on this. And yes, another calamansi. I tried to air layer. I'm not sure if there's roots in there, but I just let it stay like that because it's already flowering and have more fruit. And there's a new growth of the calamansi. And here is my macadamia tree. Macadamia tree is flowering. This is very popular in Hawaii, and also it's always added in macadamia chocolate like that. And the flower is beautiful. These are still young. It's not opening yet, but when it open, it looks very pretty. Hopefully I can collect some macadamia nuts out from this flower. Oh my god, so nice. And yes, my precious papaya here. My precious papaya that I lit the bottom papaya to get bigger because I want this to get ripened, so to see if there's seeds on this. And I just use the little young one for my tinola. Yan. So my papaya, and it grow along with the macadamia tree. It grew bigger. See, it was just in the pot. I put that there because my friend wanted to have this papaya before and she forgot to come over, and then it just kept growing and growing until I cannot pull it out because it's already claiming the spot. And yes, this is my other garden bed here. It's like a layer garden, you know. It's a tier, like level 1, level 2. So this is my garden bed. This is long up to there. But the back wall garden, that's total of 67 feet. And there I have lots of seedlings of the Manila mango. So the seedlings can be used into grafting, or if you're into tea making, you can use the leaves into tea. And here I have some of my birds of paradise that I grown from seeds. These 2. Oh my god, it takes forever to have this big. But those 2, I just bought that one last winter. And I start to plant a new papaya seedlings too. I have like 3 on this area. And there's our some potted of the pea plant. And I have assorted plants here like this. These are the, what is this, like desert plant, not the agave, but it's like a century plant. So these are just little one, and more papaya there. So I need to separate this tree because they are these are three plants. Hopefully it will make it. And yes, my mango tree here, peach tree already have some fruit. And here, hold on, here's my, ooh, this is the Tangelo citrus. It has a lot of fruitlets, but it's been being windy, so I'm hoping that those fruitlets will stay there. And volunteer rose. And here's my bear lime. There's so many fruit also. Bear lime. So that's how it goes down there, 67 feet long. So this is my garden that's turned into a forest, which was my dream come true. Avocado that's now also flowering. And yes, my Manila mango is flowering too. It's really every body is flowering because it's spring. Even my kalanchoy, banana tree. It's like bringing the bukid here in Arizona. I don't know if that will grow big, but I just let it stay there. Yes, there's so much to clean up. That's where I sift my, my soil. And that's how it looked like there. Avocado. This is a volunteer moringa tree that's starting to have flowers too. So I just keep that one. More of the kalanchoy. That's it. Moringa tree that I need to trim the top one because it's drying already, but it start flowering. And that's the swimming pool and the garden around the swimming pool. I have the two variety of a pomegranate, and yes, the sweet potatoes is everywhere because I just don't want any space that don't have plant. I just want to make sure that it has something green around. So I planted lemongrass, sweet potato, more moringa trees there around. Yes, and my favorite yellow flower, rose flower. And yes, I'm start to plant more moringa here so it will grow up and then have a shade here. Sweet potato and roses, yellow roses that have a lot of flower that I keep taking picture and share it in Facebook so my friends and family back in the Philippines can see it. And this is my sweet potato waking up. And yes, the moringa tree that's growing every inch of new branches around. So really pretty. And more lemongrass I planted there, so when it grow it will give covering on the fence, and it has a green color there, not just like a bare wall. And pea eggplant, sugar cane, sweet potato, Mexican petunia. That's just a volunteer, so I'm keeping the volunteer. Just let it grow there because it picked the spot, so it should stay stronger. There you go. This is how the um, moringa rebranch. As you can see, there's so many branches there, and eventually the main trunk died up, but there's a new growth there. So it's very, like, very tall now, but I don't want to cut it yet because of the flower. But after the flower, I'm going to trim it down, so it's easy for me when it's time to harvest the leaves. There's the Mexican Pitonia. This is pink Pitonia. It's not the purple one. And it's the volunteer. It's really growing crazy there, and at the very edge of the swimming pool. It's the waterfall here, but it's growing on the edges, so I just keep that there. And yes, sweet potato everywhere. And I'm start building here, added more compost soil, so to let this lemongrass stay alive, because after winter this is how they look like. It's not really pretty, but they are still alive, so I just need to keep adding compost. And there I'm going to plant more sweet potato there, and lemongrass I put more in there, but I just add compost there because this is the area where I put direct composting, where I put the food scrap with the fruit and vegetable scrap there from the kitchen. And I need to layer that with stair manure. And this is my volunteer roses that I don't know where this came from, but it seems like a vining roses. And this is how the rose looks like. This is the first flower of this vining roses. It's really getting so thick. There's so many buds around, so I will wait those buds will turn into flowers, and then it's gonna be nice. Then there's gonna be a lot of picture again in Facebook to share. So this is it. This is my entire garden. Wrap around. And the swimming pool. This is my husband's area where he's in charge to clean up the swimming pool. He's the one know that one. And I really garden wall to wall, corner to corner, in every space we have there in our yard, backyard, and front yard. So here's my I'm under here in the gazebo, and our furniture here is still covered because we're not using it yet. But here's my this is the horticulture garden that I still need to clean up, and I need to harvest the sugar cane, the old sugar cane, clean up, add more soil, and edible pear cactus. So those are edible. The young one is edible. Pear cactus, totem cactus, and those are not edible one. The totem cactus and those ornamental cactus is not edible. And yes, the moringa, it's like crazy, flowering all over. And yes, my tomatoes everyone, kamatis. Yes, they are producing already. So this will be my tomato corner. Yeah, there's only few plants, but it's good. I don't need much because these tomatoes will produce a lot. So it's just few. And the winter vegetables, it start to bolt, flowering because it's warm already. And here's my other plumeria or calachuchi. It's waking up from the winter, And yes, I planted that from seeds. I grow that from seeds. This is my my calamansi that I grown from seeds like what, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. But I applied the uh, reverse inversion, and yes, that worked. It start producing after I applied the reverse inversion. Kalanchoy everywhere. I really have a lot of stuff to put away and clean. And here's my onions. This is my tinola onions corner. You know, no, daming green onions. That's for tinola. But I planted some of the. This one. This is the jasmine vine that I'm going to guide for the lattice to climb into that one, so it looks nice. And here's the new one that I started to plant. Hopefully that will start to grow. And yes, here are some of the potted longevity spinach. Longevity spinach. And yes, the another fig. That's a different variety. And here's my kale. This is the Lacinto kale or dinosaur kale. And this is the red Russian kale. I only planted kale 2 variety this time because that's all I need for my smoothie. And yes, tomato. Yes. And here's the east side garden where all my potted kalanchoy and assorted stuff that I need to repot and add more soil. So there's a lot of work waiting for me. It's very pretty. I collected different colors of kalanchoy. Yes, different kalanchoy. These flowers is so pretty. Orange, pink, white, reddish, another orange, and a lot, and yellow and pink, just different colors. And on that side is my banana, my banana and blackberry. And because of the exterior painting that we did before the spring, so I need to add more soil in this garden so I can plant I think I need to put some of the long gourd here because it has a higher lattice. So there's a trellis that where the vine can climb, and then the lattice that will support the vine. And this moringa was my first moringa cuttings that I planted that been successful. This was from my friend, and yes, it's still alive, but it looks like not doing well because of this, right? It seems like it's really starting to die, but now it's flowering and there's even pods. So my husband said that just keep it there because that's his office there. He built that office, and once this moringa get thicker and more branches and more leaves during summer, it gives shade on that part of the office. And that's our rain collection tank that unluckily there's no rain after we built that one. My husband built all of this, all my infrastructure here. So there's so much to clean around, and that's part of the gardening. And yes, moringa is flowering like crazy. I really want to cut all of these branches that's really like a twig, but it's just that the flower are what do you call that? I don't want to waste the flower or sayang, diba? So I just, because look at that, there's a bees there. Bees is feasting on this flower. So I just keep that there. And these are the moringa also that I grown from cuttings. I just stick the cuttings there and it grow. And mostly my moringas around that's big, these are grown from seeds, and it has a good growth. And mostly the cuttings have a 50-50 chance of surviving. But if you see these trees that grown from cuttings, they are really very strong. They are I mean from seeds, they really grow very strong. And yes, this is my lemon, a very small lemon there that's trying to survive, so I need to clean a lot. That's a lot of work waiting for me. That's it. So thank you for your time. And yes, I will be going to take videos of certain plants or trees I have here, and to post in my YouTube channel. So please continue to watch, and just click the bell on that YouTube channel there in the side of my my channel, so you will be updated if there's a new video that I'm going to upload. Thank you once again. I appreciate all your support, and yes, have a good day, and yes, do well and always be safe. Bye bye.